Tip number 5 concerns boats that are tied to docks or pilings. If you're making your lines fast to fix docks or pilings that don't float with the tide or surge, you'll need to use long lines so that your boat can float up as the water height increases. Lines that are too short can break, or in some cases can actually pull pilings out of the bottom. You'll also want to reduce windage by orienting your boat bow to the anticipated storm direction, which may be different than how you normally tie up.
If you're in a marina that uses floating docks, you have to make sure that the pilings are tall enough to withstand the storm surge. In this case, we're at a relatively low tide, and you can see this piling is probably about 10 feet high. At high tide, it's only 6 feet high, and the storm surge can easily be 10 or 12 or 15 feet. In that case, the entire dock assembly will float off the tops of the pilings, and you'll be a raft with everybody else in your harbor. So in that case, the marina either has to put in taller pilings, or you have to get your boat out of the water and put it on land where it's safer. Boats on moorings face special challenges. Most mooring anchors can handle squalls and storms, but hurricanes place an extraordinary load on the anchor and anchor rod. The best anchors are helix types, which screw into the seabed. They are much more effective than mushroom or deadweight anchors. According to tests done by Boat US and Cruising World magazine, mushroom anchors held about 2.5 times their dry weight, while concrete anchors held about half of their dry weight. Helix anchors held between 12,000 and 20,000 pounds and were unable to be pulled free. A problem with mushroom anchors is that they may have taken a set during the season in the prevailing wind direction, but the hurricane may be out of an entirely different direction.
So obviously one other thing to consider, if you're not going to be keeping the boat at the dock with an imminent hurricane and you're going to be out mooring or anchoring, is the size of your ground tackle. So if you're going to be anchoring, you don't want to be using a lunch hook. You want to be using something that's adequate for the load that the boat's going to be taking. So make sure that your anchor is appropriately sized. One other thing to consider if you're going to be using a mooring pennant is the condition of your current pennant or the option for upgrading to a really high quality pennant like this one from New England Ropes. This one is a double braid construction but has a tough polyester outer cover which is highly abrasion resistant, also has a Marine Tech coating embedded in it, also has a nylon inner core to provide maximum stretch, so it's really ideal for a hurricane situation. It's also a really large pennant so it can handle enormous loads. The other advantage to a pennant like this is it does have a movable chafe guard so that you can slide it to position it right through your skiing shocks to provide some additional abrasion resistance. And it's got a really good quality splice, nicely whipped, and a long neck.